The story of Cheburashka begins in a beautiful orange garden, somewhere far away in Spain, where workers are peacefully collecting fresh oranges under the bright sunlight. But suddenly strange things begin happening when a mysterious furry creature with huge ears secretly appears among the trees and starts stealing oranges one after another, because oranges are the only thing he truly loves. And although he looks harmless and adorable, farmers become frustrated after watching their crops disappear every single day. So they prepare a trap using piles of oranges as bait, hoping to finally catch the strange animal once and for all. But before they can fully understand what this little creature really is, a massive storm suddenly hits the entire area with terrifying force, sending oranges flying everywhere through the sky, while the tiny animal gets swept away by the violent wind and carried across the sea toward another country entirely. And after surviving this unbelievable journey, the creature finally lands near a peaceful seaside town in Russia, where an elderly gardener named Gena lives a lonely and emotionally broken life because he has been struggling for years to repair his damaged relationship with his daughter Tanya, who still carries pain from her childhood and believes her father was never truly there for her when she needed him most. While Tanya herself now lives with her husband Tolia and their young son Grisha in a small chocolate shop where they work hard to prepare sweets for a big upcoming festival in town. But even though they appear like a normal family on the outside, deep inside everyone is carrying emotional wounds, especially little Grisha, who rarely speaks and struggles to connect with people around him. Meanwhile, Gena spends his days taking care of plants at the local arboretum while constantly clashing with a strict and wealthy woman named Rima, who controls the town's chocolate factory and treats others with arrogance because she believes money and power can solve everything. And one day, after the strange storm passes over the town, oranges literally begin falling from the sky across the streets, shocking everyone. While the furry little creature finally sneaks into Ace's home after mistaking his orange-colored helmet for a giant orange fruit. And from the moment Gena discovers the strange animal inside his house, chaos immediately begins because the creature is curious, playful, energetic, and impossible to control, destroying things accidentally while innocently trying to explore the world around him. But despite the trouble he causes, there is something pure and lovable about him that slowly melts Gena's cold heart. And even though Gena first pretends not to care about the creature, he secretly begins enjoying the company after spending so many lonely years isolated from everyone around him. While the little animal himself slowly starts learning about human emotions, friendship and kindness, and because nobody knows what kind of creature he really is. Gena jokingly introduces him as a strange dog whenever people ask questions. But everything changes during Grisha's birthday celebration, when the furry creature unexpectedly forms a powerful emotional connection with the silent young boy. And for the very first time in a long while, Grisha finally speaks, shocking everyone around him because the child had been emotionally withdrawn for so long. And from that moment it becomes clear that this tiny creature has the magical ability to heal broken hearts simply through love, innocence, and friendship. And seeing this miracle inspires Gena to become more caring, not only toward the creature, but also toward his own family. So he starts teaching the little animal how to speak, read, and understand the human world, creating many funny and emotional moments as the creature learns new words and behaviors like a curious child, discovering life for the first time. And slowly the distance between Gena and Tanya also begins shrinking because Tanya finally sees a softer side of her father that she thought had disappeared forever. But unfortunately, happiness never comes easily because Rima soon discovers the creature and realizes her spoiled granddaughter Sonia absolutely adores him. So Rima decides she wants to own the furry animal for herself, as if he were simply another expensive object she can buy. At the same time, Tanya and Tolia face another disaster when Rima's assistant secretly steals Tanya's valuable chocolate recipe book, threatening to destroy the family's future and forcing them to consider giving up their dream of participating in the festival entirely. And desperate to help his daughter, Gena makes a heartbreaking decision by agreeing to hand over the furry creature to Rima in exchange for the stolen recipe book because deep down he believes sacrificing his own happiness might finally help repair his family. But this painful choice deeply hurts everyone, especially the little creature himself, who cannot understand why the person he trusted suddenly abandoned him. And Tanya also becomes furious with Gena because she believes he repeated the same mistake he made years ago when he emotionally abandoned his own family. And for a moment, it feels like all the healing and love they built together has been destroyed forever. But Gena soon realizes that true love cannot be traded away like property. So with the help of his loyal friends, including Valera and Gallia, he decides to rescue the creature and make things right before it is too late. Leading to a dramatic journey toward the festival where Rima plans a huge public celebration, involving a candy-filled rocket designed to impress everyone and bring attention to herself. But behind all the colorful decorations and excitement, the emotional tension between the characters continues, growing stronger. And during the night before the festival, Gena quietly sneaks into the tent where the furry creature is being kept and finally opens his heart completely, admitting his mistakes, his regrets, and the pain he has carried ever since losing his wife years earlier, while also confessing how afraid he has always been of losing people he loves. And hearing these honest emotions finally allows the creature to forgive him, because despite everything, the bond between them has become stronger than words. But suddenly another disaster occurs when little Grisha accidentally becomes trapped inside the rocket just moments before launch, creating a terrifying situation as the rocket shoots into the sky while everyone watches helplessly in horror. And in the most heroic moment of the entire story, the furry creature risks his own life to save the young boy by jumping into danger without hesitation. It's managing to rescue Grisha just seconds before the rocket explodes. And this brave act changes everything, because it proves that true courage does not come from strength or power, but from love and selflessness. And after the terrifying event ends safely, the next day becomes a celebration not only of survival, but also of forgiveness, family, and new beginnings as everyone gathers together for the creature's birthday party, where he finally receives the name Cheburashka after the funny sound he makes whenever he falls down, while even Rima begins realizing how selfish and emotionally empty her behavior had become, leading her to sincerely apologize for the pain she caused others. And instead of seeking revenge, Gena chooses forgiveness because he finally understands that holding on to anger only destroys people from the inside. And as the celebration continues with laughter, music, and warmth, the story beautifully shows how one small innocent creature completely transformed the lives of everyone around him, by teaching them lessons they had forgotten long ago. And by the end of the movie, the biggest moral message becomes clear that family is not built through perfection, wealth, or control, but through kindness, honesty, sacrifice, and unconditional love. While forgiveness has the power to heal even the deepest emotional wounds if people are brave enough to open their hearts again. And through Cheburashka's innocence, the film reminds us that sometimes the purest souls can change broken lives simply by bringing warmth into cold hearts, proving that even in a world filled with loneliness, greed, and emotional pain, love and compassion still remain the strongest forces of all.